Hey everyone, Dralo44 here. Guess what? It's Season 4. How exciting! Brand new season for Rocket League, and I think that a lot of us are very excited all about it. But firstly, just to mention that, of course, at 250 subscribers, going to give away this Sky Blue Striker Interstellar. Now, you do need to be subscribed. You do need to leave likes on the video. The notifications and the ID help, but you don't have to so much. The ID probably would help more because then I know to enter you into the draw. But basically, of course, the actual Interstellar, very nice decal, one of the best designed decals in the game, looks really amazing, and it's very, very easy to design any car around. So, you know, I would like all of you to be entered, and it's just a little giveaway that I can do. But anyway, that said, let's talk about the season. So I'm going to be going into the trading system, which they've updated, amazing, tournament items, and looking at the season pass. Actually, it's a lot of positives to be taken from this, and some changes within the tournaments, with some other bits. I think it is a really, really good thing, and I'm quite impressed. It's not perfect, there's a few little things, and a few little tweaks, and there's all lots of stuff, but, you know, realistically, it's at least moving forward, which is really, really where it's at. But yeah, so let's talk about the trade system. So firstly, this one is someone earlier today, I was looking on the app, and he was selling a burnt sienna octane for 100 credits. Now, I'm not being funny, they're worth about 300 to 400. I thought that this was an absolute bargain, and, you know, I thought, well, hey, this is pretty good. Now, when you go into the trade menu, when you ready up, it now has an update, which tells you that it is a burnt sienna octane. You actually can look at it, you can see what you're offering, and then what threw me, and this is where I kind of like, I'm like, right, okay, I want to accept. I'm pressing my options button, just pressing it once, and I didn't realize, I didn't see the little flashy bit down the bottom that you had to hold it, and I'm a bit confused, and I'm like, right, okay, why can't I accept it? However, that said, what an amazing update. I mean, you can see the item. So I come back out of it, I then go, right, okay, let's ready up, let's try it again. Literally kind of like look at it, and I'm like, right, okay, and then I realize what it is I need to do, and I'm like, oh, right, okay. But, you know, like, it's just a change that I just wasn't used to. However, what a massive, massive, massive change. So positive for the community. Scammers are going to really, really struggle, I think, to get around this system, because let's face it, you know, if you do go ahead and you do a trade, you really, you know, if you get scammed, I think now you're pretty much, it's going to be your fault, because there's not going to be any reason why you're not going to get scammed. So I did a trade with my friend JHD as well, gave him a Cobalt Vampire Bats, and in return he was actually very generous. He threw in some wheels for me, which is absolutely awesome, really, really good, and I did get a better deal, but that's just kind of like how we are. We just tend to just give items to each other all the time, so it's kind of like you know, a very nice thing. But however, with the trade system, as you can see, I've put in a sort of like item. Now, if it was certed, normally this is where, you know, painting scams would happen. I got scammed back in January this year over it as well. Very upsetting. Also, a lot of credits for normal fireworks. It was worth nothing. But, you know, now this is going to prevent all those type of scams, because apart from the ones where maybe they send you the link, I think on certain consoles or certain platforms, should I say, and they can kind of hack your system, which is unfortunate. There's not a lot you can do about that. Just be wary. But now it comes up with the item, the color, and if there's any cert on it, it will show it. There is no doubt in your mind that there is actually that item and what you're doing the trade for. So I'm absolutely loving that change. I think it's a massive, massive positive like step. I think that, you know, it's going to solve a lot of scams. Scammers are going to be really furious at this update. But hey, that is good, because we want scammers to be furious, and I don't want any of them to be successful in scamming any of you or myself. So, absolutely amazing, really positive for that change. I'll give it a massive thumbs up on that one. Right, well, next is going into the tournament items. Now, when you load up, it is a little bit slow sometimes, so that's kind of one of those things. I did get 3 items for having some credits, you know, which was nice. They didn't all come up, weirdly, which was strange, but okay, I mean, that's just one of those things. So if you are G3, check your inventory in your most recent, because it may well be that they just turned up, but they didn't all show. You might have just seen one. So I got some Chain Helm Sacreds, non-painted from Season 3, trade up material, normal Chain Helm import, trade up, and a Chromatic Hollow non-painted, so again, a trade up material. So I've got 2 exotics against a new black market, not too shabby, although it is a mixed opinion with the tournament rewards. So, went into, of course, having a looking. So, the Abracadabra Type 1, I think it's quite cool. I think it's the best mark it out of the two. I think it's very nice. I think painted it's going to look really clean. I think it is definitely worth getting. The unzipped, I just don't even believe it. Personally, myself, I actually don't like it at all. I hate it more than the Nurgle decal, which I know was very, very unpopular. There's just nothing to it. I mean, it looks like a vector / whatever. The Wave Rave sort of boost, this is the second exotic boost apart from Ambustion that's in the game. It's not bad. I think this may look better painted. I don't think the original looks great, but, you know. Now, the Battles Bullstar. This one is amazing. Now, sadly, I can't play the audio on the game. It makes a kind of little squeaking sound. It just sort of goes, yeah! You know, it's really, really awesome, and I absolutely love this. I think painted, this is going to look amazing, and I definitely want one of these. I'm going to be using that a lot. The sort of like Poppet inverted, not bad. Again, painted may look really good. You'd have to probably design your car around it, but not bad at all. And these ones just reminded me, to be honest, of the Zokos. They look very similar, but maybe they'll look nice in a different colour. I wasn't blown away by them, but, you know. The Sea Mine schematized, I didn't like personally. Maybe some of you will. And they gave us an Octane Vector decal. Now, personally, I wasn't blown away by this, but I'm sure there may be some of you that will actually think this is really good. And it's a very rare, so it should be achievable. The Phosphor Trail, why? We didn't like the Phosphor Boost, so why have we got a Phosphor Trail? Anyway, the Poppet normals, kind of average. I don't think there's too much to say about that. The Crosspiece non-inverted, kind of average, not that great. The Sea Mine, which I just think is rubbish anyway. The Hold On sort of pack, yeah. The banners, really average, actually. I mean, you know, a can and some sort of spray thing. Whatever that decal was, and an antenna, rubbish. I don't mind this one. This is the only other one that I didn't mind at all. It looks quite clean, it's quite basic, not bad at all. And some toothpaste and a hat. Yeah, whatever. But anyway, that said, that's what they are. So, of course, now we move into Season 4's pass. Now, I only bought the basic one for 1,000 credits. No point in buying the other because by the time I finished the other one, I was about level 410, and that was with me not playing all that much. You get the Outlaw cars start off, of course, as standard. It does take quite a long time, so bear in mind that for some reason when you load in, you either get a picture of your car, but they can't do anything initially, and nothing shows up, or you get this picture of Deadeye Canyon, but again, it freezes, so just, you know, leave it be for a bit, and I'm sure it'll sort itself out later on. Now, I'm not going to personally talk about every single item in detail. There'll be a few that I will come across, but I just want to kind of talk about the past and, you know, just generally in the past as well. Just really want to kind of talk about that and some changes that hopefully they've made. So first thing, if you go to level 70 on the pass, which I don't actually do straight away, you can't go further, which is a positive thing. That it may well mean that there is a possibility that perhaps you're going to actually get some random items. Now, I had a couple of network errors, which is fairly standard for when this new season starts. Sure, there's lots of people. As you can sort of see, there's kind of banners and a flame chain, which is okay. Don't know if that comes painted. Might be interesting. But, you know, generally speaking, I think that the great thing is that, of course, you're going to pretty much get maybe some different painted items. Maybe they'll be certed this time, because I think that is really, really important. I think that was one of the things that really lacked last season. You got Anonymous Gatman, which is funny. If you play Apex Legends, you'll probably know there's a character called Caustic. Kind of reminded me of that. Or Borderlands as well. There's a Dead Horse sort of like topper, which may come painted and might look kind of cool. But, you know, and they're giving some decals and some other things for different cars, like the Esper, the Ripper, things like that as well. And then, like, your standard ones like your Cambo, whatever, your Campfire, you know, sort of like your Outlaw Tough Break. All these things are sort of like really kind of like generic. So Lava one, let's talk about that then. The Lava one painted, it's going to look very good, I think. If it comes certed and it comes in all painted colours, which I assume it will, I think that will look a really nice boost, and that probably will be one of the best things from the pass. But, however, let's talk about that. So, the old Season 3 pass was very lacking. It wasn't necessarily a bad pass in regards to the looks of some of the items, but I really think that knowing, what items you were going to win kind of was, personally myself, very disappointing. I like to not know what I'm going to win. I like the excitement of leveling up. What am I going to win next? Hoping to win something really cool, you know, all that stuff. And I suppose when it's taken away, I do feel that that is definitely disappointing. So I'm hoping that, you know, at level 70, you just get random items, and that they are certed, because there are a few things there that are pretty cool. The Poncho No Name, I think this is really nice. I think this is a great little topper. Nothing to think. I think it's going to go really well on the Octane, to be honest. Really, really cool. And there are like various wheels, of course. There's one gold explosion, which, okay, is a bit like last time. But, you know, I mean, there are so many gold explosions in the game that, yeah, I mean, I guess it's like anything, it's going to be kind of thing. The Tarnation, nice name for the Old West. Reminds me of another trail, to be honest, but not bad. The sort of like Vaticanator decal, not that bad actually, kind of interesting. Probably one of the better things that you get from the pass. If you asked, is the pass actually worth purchasing? The answer is yes. If you've got 1,000 credits and you don't mind not having them for a bit, you get your 1,000 credits back anyway by the end of completing the pass. Obviously, it helps if you know you're going to complete it, because if you're not, or you're really like doubtful, then you just have to look and see if there's items that are worth it to you. Rockfall sort of paint finish is quite interesting. I quite like that one. Could see maybe me designing a car around it, maybe. Again, it's always hard because it's just so many things to use, and you kind of just get stuck with, you know, the things that you like. But, you know, would you sort of like say that the new pass is good? I mean, you know, these buckboard wheels, these are interesting because they're really thin. Now, it doesn't really show up very well on my Skyline, but if you try it on an Octane, they're very paper thin. It's interesting, bit different, very westy, Old West, you know, very cowboy-y, and I think that's kind of cool. You know, the Dust Cloud Trail, again, I don't know. I guess I'm not that keen. It's a bit chunky to me. It's a bit like a boost. But yeah, I mean, as I say, I mean, like with these new items, I think for me personally, it's more about the changes that they're making into the game. I think that there's going to be some new and positive changes. I think that, you know, the trade system being changed is a massive one. I think that, you know, the 2v2 and rotating tournaments like Rumble and 3v3 and things makes it really interesting and much more like different times. Much more tournaments apparently as well, although I haven't really seen that. But I do think that that is really, really, really good. And I think that is going to work for a lot of people. So again, really nice in that way. I think the timeline boost in a painted color is going to be very, very cool. It makes quite a nice sound. Again, I can't play that for copyright reasons, but, you know, okay. Some other stuff, yeah, I mean, again, this is just one of those things. So I'm not going to go, like I said, I'm not going through every single item in a massive depth. I know that some people will, so there'll be other YouTubers that probably go into it a lot more depth than me, but I did want to just talk about various parts of it and just say that I'm impressed enough. I mean, I like the gold explosion. The Yeehaw in painted, I think is going to look kind of cool. I'm not being funny. I thought it was going to be really cheesy. I thought it was going to be really terrible. Actually, it's not that bad. So I was quite impressed by that one. I think that's been one of the better gold explosions from the past. The Runinator inverted, I think painted in different colours, so they're going to look cool. And the Outlaw GXT, no idea how that's going to be. I'm sure that hopefully, fingers crossed, it will be not too bad. But yeah, I mean, like, let me know what you think. I mean, do you think that the pass is good? Are you going to get it? Do you think that the changes to the trade system is a real positive? And what do you think of the tournament items? Because, you know, again, I know a lot of you really do like tournament items. Some of you don't play the tournaments, but, you know, the matchmaking has changed as well, so, you know, it's going to be much better leveling. You're going to get much more players of your level, which I think is a lot better. You can't kind of actually sort of, well, let's just say you can't just quit. You have to concede and things, which is one of those things. And for me personally, one of my things, one of my goals this season is really to improve on my aerials, which, okay, I scored an aerial goal there, which wasn't bad, but I really need to improve on my aerials and various other play of my sort of like my gameplay. So again, I know that there is a lot of things I need to do, like the faster kickoff. I need to learn how to like jump and turn backwards so I can turn the other way. There are lots and lots of things coming up, but, you know, and I'll showcase a lot of that stuff. I'm going to be showing videos of where I sort of do it and things. So there's lots and lots of things ahead. I think this is a new season. I think it's exciting. I think it's fresh. It's interesting because I think the old one just went on too long personally. Probably be the same for this one, but you know, we'll see. But that said, that is pretty much everything from me on this video. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop me a like, drop me a comment, and subscribe if you want to see future videos from me, because I will be posting as much as possible. But otherwise, that is it for Season 4. Look forward to seeing you in the comments below, but otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Until then, all the best and take care. Cheers now. Bye.